Okay, hello everybody. So welcome to the webinar. I am Debapriyo Majumdar, the coordinator for the PGDAS program at ISI Kolkata. We have our Dean of Studies, Professor Amita Pal, the academic director for the program, Professor Debasis Sengupta, Dr. Sandip Mitra with us. So this is the outline of the webinar today. First, our dean will give a very brief introduction, and then we'll go according to the following schedule. We'll try to finish the whole presentation in 15 minutes or so, and then we'll be here for 45 minutes for questions and answers. I would request all of you to type your questions in the QA box, not in the chat box, in the QA box, so that we can monitor and which questions are answered. But first, let's just listen to this thing for about 10-15 minutes, and then let's come to the questions and answers. Okay, so I would request Professor Amita Pal to just give a very brief introduction about ISI and program in general.
Oh. Hello, everyone. This is Amita Pal, the officiating Dean of Studies of the Indian Statistical Institute. I'll give you a quick introduction to our institute. It's been the Indian Statistical Institute has been around for quite a while. It was founded in 1931. So it's completed 9 decades of its existence. Its objective is to promote the study and dissemination of knowledge of statistics, to develop statistical theory and methods and their use in research and practical applications generally, with special reference to problems of planning of national development and social welfare. And as a part of the Institute's effort to extend its reach to off-campus learners looking for specialized skill in data handling, we are very excited to become a part of this program on this PGDAS program in partnership with Coursera. And we really look forward to extensive participation from people all over the world. So with this, I request Professor Debasis Sengupta to continue with the description of the program.
Hello, it's
Yes.
here. So I would say good evening to our Indian participants and appropriate greetings for people in other time zones. I'll start with this general question: why PGDAS program? Why not any other program? So there are some basic pillars of judicial usage of data, and as one part of it, what we need is good quality of data, and for that you would require the skill of scientific methods of data collection. And the other one is effective tools for data usage, and that requires data analytics skills. And this is a unique program where you learn both aspects. And this program is divided into 2 semesters. The first semester starts with the fundamentals, which are common to both of these aspects. So then it splits into 2 separate tracks for these different emphases. Track 1 is for skills needed to collect, maintain, and improve databases, and the second one is for skills needed for using in-demand tools for statistical data analysis. Now, these tools and techniques which we teach are illustrated with various kinds of data available in the public domain, and many of these data sets are government data collected by governments. So that's part of official statistics. And there is opportunity to learn from internationally reputed faculty at ISI, from statistics, mathematics, economics, and computer science, and also from experts who handle large data sets. So that's practical aspect which you learn. And then there is stress on developing insight and practical skills with minimal technicalities. So this is one of the special aspects of this program, that we try to emphasize on the development of insight. And this we continue in this program as well, just like in other degree programs run by ISI in on-campus programs. Here also we try to stress on development of insight and practical skills. And we are aware that this course is meant for a broader audience, and that's why we try to keep technicalities to a minimal level. Next slide, please. So then who are the ideal candidates for this program? This is another aspect probably you would be interested in. Those who have completed a bachelor's or master's degree in statistics, economics, computer science, and mathematics. You can have another bachelor's degree, but for those who have these degrees, it will be they will find it easier. There's more connection to the subject matter. Those who have high school level skills in calculus and algebra. So for people who have done bachelor's degree in statistics, this would be a given, but for others, this is what is the minimum requirement. So those who have these skills will find it easier. The second thing is, the third thing is that you may be a working professional, but you should be able to spend 15 to 20 hours per week on top of whatever else you are doing. So this is a requirement. Without that, you will not be able to cope. And in order to keep going, you need to have some passion for playing with data, because there will be plenty of occasion for doing so. And hope you will have that. Second and fifth one is your interest in evidence-based decision making. So this is something for which you learn the tools. So if there is interest in the ultimate outcome, then that will be a good thing. And finally, there should be aspiration to choose a profession where quantitative measures matter more than judgments. So these are the some of the basic things that we look for. You may or may not satisfy all these criteria. The more you come close to this description, the easier it will be for you, and more matching the requirements of the course will be to your skills. So now it is over to Sandip for description of the for the career opportunities. Sandip.
Thank you. Will you please share the screen?
Is my screen not visible?
Not visible.
It is visible to me. I think it is generally visible.
Maybe you will have to.
Yeah. Now it's visible. Yeah.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So as you have heard about introduction and also about the final nuances about the course, let me talk a little bit about the possible career outcomes. Now, this is somewhat demand-driven course in the sense these days when you have the career outcome for various courses, people think that there should be sufficient applied learnings, interdisciplinary learnings, and also people should understand and try to get the techniques in hand so that they can go for data analysis. And talking about, let's say, people like administrators, senior managers, when you have administrators, they often depend on intuition. So for taking administrative decisions, even in the private sector and the public sector, talk about a district magistrate or a junior officer or a private sector manager, let's say. Here we need an evidence-based policy making. So data analysis, understanding the data structure is needed to have a good guidance about policy making. So senior managers ideally need data analysis for development of, let's say, product services, and also plan manpower off and on. This course, you have seen that the requirements and also it's very flexible. Requirement is not that rigid. So once you have a preliminary level of mathematics, in a little bit of other subjects as such. So many things are there in the plate, in the sense that the middle level managers, let's say currently you don't get a chance to get trained in any such course. I'm sure in the country and might be is comparable with the world also. So mid-level managers often don't get a chance to get trained with this type of courses. So you know the art of collection and tabulation of data. You know how to generate quick reports. Similar is the case for the quality control engineer. So this course also addresses the demand of the engineers, where the quality checks have become part and parcel in every production system these days. So here you'll be taught about sampling, data analysis, and which will help you in understanding the quality control issues. These days there is a talk about the journalist. Often people argue that journalists often need a better understanding of facts, better understanding of evidence, which would in turn help them for better reporting. So ideally a content analysis and evidence-based reporting is expected from journalists. And once you have that, I think in the job market, you have a good chance. And also if you are already in a career, so that will help you in improving your career. We know about NGOs throughout the world, and NGOs are involved in several types of data collection, tabulation, analysis, and fieldwork. But often it's found that they don't get people trained in this art, or they don't have people who understand clearly the data structure and so on. So when there's NGO activity, I think this course can really help the personnel who would be involved in the field for this type of activity. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the professionals in development sector, ideally, including the international organizations, talk of World Bank, United Nations, and even in the countries where you have, let's say, the international organizations housed in various developing countries, there is a huge need for the trained manpower. And these days, people who knows about the data set, who knows about the database, who knows about official statistics, who know about a little bit of computer science, statistics, mathematics, a little bit. So it's an admixture of various disciplines, mainly directed with an applied statistics flavor for data analysis and evidence-based policy making as a final target. So that way, even you have the official statisticians who really are involved in the government sectors for collecting the data, especially in developing countries, Asia and Africa, can have a better understanding if they join such course, because our experience says that official statisticians have been trained in ISI, and ISI have been specialized for training both junior level and senior level officers for years together. So this course was structured and tailor-made for them, so that official statisticians can get a good scope. If you talk of the market research agencies, so those people who are undertaking survey, the professional institutes, let's say, so they really, when they think of market research as such, so ideally to understand the market and to undertake data collection, as also to predict certain things, you need some basic knowledge about statistics and also computing techniques. So this course ideally would give some idea for such type of professionals. There is a new thing going on, which is developing throughout the world, is social engineering domain, where you are really, about many organizations are working on this. You work on the social media data. And also an extension is about, let's say, web scraping or scanner data. All these are coming up. So along with social engineering, if you think of this type of data analysis, and if you want to have a career or improve your career to that direction, I think this course might help in many ways. other ground professionals, in the sense, if you, these days people talk of impact evaluation. So very often professionals are engaged for designing intervention, and for designing intervention, tailor-made interventions, talk of climate change or environment or financial inclusion, a real understanding about the reality through data, understanding about the data structure, and thinking of computation techniques. This ground professionals can really get a good hand-holding for if you join this type of courses. Social scientists having no formal training, like let's say psychologists, sociologists, even people from modern history we have seen that they need quantitative techniques these days. Many journals like American Political Science Review, there's a lot of mathematics and statistics there. So social scientists now increasingly are those who don't have a formal training in quantitative techniques. You need to get some quantitative techniques, statistics and applied statistics techniques. You need to master a little bit. So that is one of the requirements. Lastly, if you talk of the portfolio managers, they engaged in the stock markets and in banks and financial institutions. The predictive analytics, which is very much demanded in terms of career outcome, in terms of, let's say, in the financial market, this course can really help, because it contains several modules which gives some understanding about economics, statistics, mathematics, computer science, official statistics altogether. So finally, this is a unique course directed to have a good career outcome, having a tailor-made course because it is an interdisciplinary nature, it's flexible, and it's ideal for even say mid-career professionals and also the newcomers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mitra. So there are already quite a few questions. We will come to those. Some of them are already being answered, but let's quickly describe the program structure. Please listen to this very carefully. So the key points are, this is fully online. That's fine. All of you are expecting that it's the platform used will be Coursera. It's a 2-semester or 2 terms, 2-semester program, which means every semester there will be 6 courses. So total 12 courses. And the schedule will be like the following. Every semester, first 8 weeks, there will be 2 courses. Next 8 weeks, 2 more courses. And the next 8 weeks, there will be 2 more courses. So about 24 weeks, nearly 6 months. There is not much of a gap between semesters, only a couple of weeks of gap with exams and other things. So you actually don't have too much of a gap. So this is the semester 1, and these are all compulsory courses. The names of these courses are available in the brochure. So at any point of time, 2 courses run in parallel. It is expected that you spend 8 to 7.5 to 10 hours per week per course. So it could be like 15 to 20 hours overall every week. And after the first semester, there are you have a choice of 2 specializations. One is the official statistics specialization. Again, the schedule is similar. There will be 2 courses at a time. And another is the data analytics specialization. Again, there will be 2 courses at a time. So it's a 1-year program, and there are 12 courses. This is kind of the schedule. Now, this means that it is not a completely self-paced course. Unlike the courses you can enroll in Coursera and do at your own time, like if you want, you can finish in 1 week. If you want, you can take 6 months. This is not like that. You have to go by the schedule. However, some sort of flexibility is there. So let's describe that. So a typical course would look like the following. There will be 6 weeks of recorded lectures, and every week there will be 1 live interaction session for doubt clearing and etc. Every week there will also be graded quizzes. The 7th week and the 8th weeks, there will be the final examination, and then results and so on. So this is what you see on the screen. It's approximately your workload estimate. Obviously, the estimate would vary depending on your background and how quickly you can pick up things and so on. So let's talk about the flexibility. So as I said, the courses are not totally self-paced. So the student will have to go through the pace of the course and finish each course in 8 weeks. However, there is some flexibility. So for example, those who are joining in the paid channel, those who will be joining paying the tuition fee, they actually have overall 3 years, that means 6 semesters to complete the whole program. Many of the learners are actually working professionals. Some of them don't manage to spend enough time to take 2 courses at a time and so on, or it can happen that sometimes you have too much of work pressure, so you have to defer a course to the next semester, etc. So you actually have longer than 1 year to finish the whole program. However, you can only take the specialization courses after you finish all your first semester compulsory courses. But you can take breaks in between and no extra fee for that. So even if you take 3 years to finish the program, you only pay 2 semesters fee. Yeah, so that's basically it. So an extreme example of the flexibility is the following. So suppose so this sorry about this, this indicates that someone started last semester, but it's just an example. So suppose somebody started in fall 2022 and completed only these 3 courses and let's say failed in another one. So then in the next semester, he or she will have to finish the one in which he or she failed and complete the other 2 courses, right? So cannot go to the second semester specialization courses. But let's say in 2 semesters, those are finished, then one can choose a specialization and let's say in 1 semester completes 2 courses, another semester tries to take 2 courses but clears only one of them, and then this is an extreme example of how one can go slowly and finish the whole program in 3 years. Obviously, 3 years is the limit, so you are not advised to take really 3 years. So this is just one example like that. This is the slide for fees. This is also written on the Coursera webpage. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. You have to initially pay the registration fee and then the remaining of the semester 1 tuition fee, and only before you start the specialization, semester 2 specialization courses, you have to pay the semester 2 fee. So that's pretty much it. With this, now let's move on to the question answering. So some of the questions we are already answering by typing the answer, and some of the others we will actually we'll talk about them. So by mistake, I clicked on answer live to the first question by Siddhartha. Is math skills required tougher than IIT JEE admission exam? No, not that much. So that's a thing. So then there is a question. I have 2 questions. Will this also include mixed method approach used in developmental economics? So Professor Mitra or Professor Sengupta, anyone would like to take this?
Sandip, you want to answer that question? So what you can expect is that there will be, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So what you can expect is that there will be exposure at the level of high school mathematics. So nothing more will be assumed. So everything else will be developed within the course, and that is the answer to your question regarding applied maths. So whatever mathematics is done in class 12, that is the only requirement. no more skills in mathematics, no more knowledge of mathematics will be assumed. And for developmental economics, so that actually answered that question.
I can answer that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there'll be multiple mixed mode type as well, in the sense if you, sorry. Yeah, if you think in terms of the paradigms of development economics, as such, you'll definitely go for some mixed methods, some exposure to mixed methods. But the best thing you are getting out of this course is starting with some micro, macro foundation, then bifurcating to applied economics, and also having applied statistics type of thing, getting a good exposure to database. So in that way, you are getting a multidimensional thing here.
Okay. The next question is, can you please share what the previous cohort candidates looked like with info on candidate designation and experience level? Yeah, some high level answer I can give. Actually, several, so there are of course some almost freshers, but many learners are actually pretty experienced professionals. Lot of them are working professionals, those who are in the last cohort. A lot of them are actually even senior level professionals in the industry. Someone says, didn't get the quiz invitation. Well, our application reviews are just beginning. So those who have already applied, their applications will be reviewed very soon, and accordingly they will either be told in case there is some incompleteness in the applications, or they will get quiz invitation. So nothing wrong has happened yet. Okay, would this course be helpful for biological science data analysis?
let me answer
Good.
that question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Well, so biological science data analysis requires some statistics and some domain expertise. So what you can expect here is all the requisite skills in statistics will be taught. The domain expertise in biology you cannot expect here. Perhaps the tools will not be taught with biological examples. So that is this is not a course specially designed for students in biology, but you will find the requisite tools here.
Okay. Can you please explain how influential can this program be for people who are in the data science domain?
That's a quite broad question. Now, people who are in the data science domain, if you mean people who aspire to be in the data science domain, then there are a lot of things that you are looking at, expecting. In this course, the emphasis is on the statistical tools needed for that. But in data science, there is also a large amount of computational skills. Now here we do have some computation, that we have program R and Python programming, we have database management course, but it is not quite what is needed, what passes as data science, the computational course requirement for that. That kind of coverage is not there in this course. So if you're already having skills on that, then this course would be quite good.
Okay, there are a few questions on whether there is any financial aid, is there any scholarship, and so on. So the answer to that is, for this cohort, there isn't any. Once a year, together with ISI admission test, there will also be admission test and interviews for this program. And those who are selected through the offline admission test and in-person interview, which will only happen in ISI Kolkata. The admission test will happen only in India, different centers, and interviews will only happen in ISI Kolkata. Those who are selected through that, they have complete tuition fee waiver. That means they can do this program for free. However, they do not have the flexibility of taking up to 3 years to complete the program. The tuition fee waiver is only valid if one finishes the whole program straight in 2 semesters. No failing or no deferment allowed. For that, you can, from the Coursera page, there is a link to the brochure. You can please look at the brochure. On the first page of the brochure, first or second page of the brochure, this the ISI admission test channel is explained. What is the average work experience of people enrolled in this course in the past? Okay, we have only had one cohort in the past. As I said, uh, more than 50% of the people are working professionals. Will not disclose the exact average work experience yet, but yeah, a lot of them are pretty senior. A lot of them are even of age more than 45 and so on. Okay. Can we get help of campus placement? So there are actually two questions regarding campus placement. So in placement in ISI is actually a student-driven effort. So the students of a batch, they elect a placement representative, and they contact the different companies. Of course, we do have a placement committee, and the committee members help them. So if the PG dash batch, if they also take the same initiative, then obviously our placement committee will assist them in the same way. This question from Isabel also has the following point. What would be the difference between doing the course through Coursera and offline? So this particular program is not offered offline. So this particular program is only offered through Coursera by ISI. There are other, of course, other programs of ISI which are offline. You can look at the website of our institute for that. Okay, so there is another question on scholarship. We have already talked about this. Can I join this course through free channel? Not for the March 2023 cohort. So the next time the free channel admission will be taken will be for the September 2023 cohort. And the applications for that will open together with ISI admission applications, typically sometime in end of February or beginning of March. And for that, you have to apply through ISI admission website. Can you please share the entire course content, topics that will be covered in SEM 1 and SEM 2? Yeah, from the Coursera website, you have a link to the brochure that has a pretty detailed course content description. Will this course also cover Bayesian statistics?
We do not have a separate course on Bayesian statistics, but Bayesian methods will be part of the tools that are taught in some courses.
Okay, then there is a question, will one be eligible for MStats after taking this course? Yeah, please, Professor Sengupta.
If you are eligible for taking this course, then you are already eligible for taking MStat, because the MStat requires only a bachelor's, 3-year bachelor's degree, and that is also the eligibility condition for this course.
Yeah, just to add here, taking this course does not give you an automatic admission to MStat. So essentially, you anyway have to go through the ISI admission process, admission selection process for MStat in any case. I know that if there is going to be, I want to know if there's going to be a scholarship. Okay, I think this question has been answered already. Will this course also cover A/B testing?
What is A/B testing?
Okay, Nishant, could you please explain that in a follow-up question? So I'm as of now marking this as done, but we'll come back to this question. Uh, Hello, sir. How many projects do you do in the course? This is not, the courses are not project based. They are more like coursework based, quizzes, assignments, and examination. What other payment methods are acceptable other than use of credit cards? Okay, so if you are paying in Indian rupees using Indian cards, net banking, etc. So there are lots of options. At this point, though, for paying in US dollars, we do not have options of paying in by any other means. Yeah, not yet. Hello, sir. I am Dr. Sunita. I have done PhD in statistics, demography. Is this course helpful for me?
Sandip, you may answer that question perhaps.
Once you have done a, let's say, demography, PhD in demography, now if you want to, it depends on your choice of career. If you want to go for academics where you applied demography other than the technical demography, theoretical demography is not your, let's say, consideration, then this course would be helpful because ultimately you have to analyze demographic data. So a lot of tools you will get from this because you have not perhaps, if you are not exposed to computer science techniques, economic techniques, and so on. So if you're, or if you think in terms of going for a professional, let's say a career in other demographic fields like economic demography or in other fields, there also this course would be helpful. So what I mean to say, this course will not be helpful to you if you want to pursue theoretical technical demography. But if you think of the applied areas in demography, in professional or in higher academics, postdoc and so on, this data analysis part will be really helpful for you.
Does the degree mention Coursera? Does the degree mention online? Okay, so that Professor Sengupta is typing.
Okay, I'll answer that question verbally. See, the degree, the certificate will not mention that it is online, perhaps, but we make no secrets about the fact that this course is offered only online. So anyone who has PGDS diploma from ISI, it will be anyone who looks up the PGDS diploma from ISI will know that this is an online course. There is no secret about it. And I think what you can expect from this course, we would like to think that you will attend this course for the value of what you learn and for the value of, not for the certificate really.
Okay, so there is a follow-up question from Nishant. In the data analytics specialization, will this course cover something like data analysis using regression and multi-level hierarchical models?
Data analysis in regression, yes. Multi-level hierarchical models to a limited extent, as in when required in some solving some problems.
Is the seats limited?
Yeah, we do have a limit for both paid and unpaid seats. But if you apply now, I'm sure there will not be any shortage as of now. And if there is shortage in a particular cohort, then you can avail the next cohort anyway.
Yeah, just to remind you here, if you apply now or if you apply for this cohort, you will get a quiz invitation after your application is reviewed, and you will have to pass that quiz to get an offer. if I apply for ISI exam and could not get through it, can we pay fees and join this course for the August or September cohort?
Looks possible if the timelines match, then it's possible.
Yeah. So if you don't qualify for the free channel, you can and then if you pass the online quiz for this, you can. Is there a French version, please?
Do not have a French version.
No, we do not have a French version. Yes, there are all the video lectures do have transcript though. However, that's not same as um, mm, yeah, that's not same as having it in French version or something. Do we get institution email ID during the course of study? So let's answer this. So none of the students who are taking this course are actually here in ISI Kolkata. The issue is our institutional email ID requires a series of approvals, and you have to fill up forms, and even to change the password, you have to be within the institute's network. So since students are not here for the last cohort so far, we have not provided institutional email IDs. However, of course, students do get roll numbers, and in case at any point of time you need a letter stating that you are a student taking this program, we will provide such a letter. What are the total seats for general category students? So for the paid channel, there is no reservation, general category or anything like that. So for the ISI admission test channel, you can visit the admission website. Last year's data is there. And however, for that admission will only happen in September. Only happen for September cohort, not for the March cohort. How many hours per week?
I have already said that in the
Yeah.
presentation that you should be prepared to spend 10 to 15 hours per week. So, and in fact, there are two subjects that are taught. So 15 to 20 hours will be needed per week. So that is needed.
Course prerequisites, please. This is a very high level question. Again, I would like to point you to the brochure. Also, our Coursera colleagues have posted the link in the chat box. So the details are there. Some of the courses are prerequisites for some other courses within the program itself. I'm Sierra Leone. I want to do this course. How can I access this? Because I want to study this course in India. I have already basic statistics.
So this
Okay.
is an online course, so you do not need to be in India to study this. If you have a BSc in statistics, I am sure the subject matter will be quite accessible to you.
I have done MTech in computer science and have 20 plus years of industry experience. Will this course be helpful to me?
Should I?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. So it all depends on your career planning as such, and whatever you are doing. So suppose you are doing some data analytics related work, or you plan to do some data analytics and you want to develop your career that way, or you want some diversity as such. So in that sense, it will be useful. So it all depends on your career plans, and if you plan to have a sort of, you venture to this data analytics world, and where you get some exposure to applied statistics, economics, computer science, and so on, then this course will be highly suitable for you for improving your career options.
Does this course help in mathematical models for stock trading?
You're asking for a very specific requirement. So that the answer is yes and no. Some general skills are taught, but if you want to specialize on that, then I'm sure you need more than what is covered in this course.
I have 1 year certificate course in statistical methodology from ISI Hyderabad in 1998. I'm from medical background. Can I apply for this course?
I think bachelor's degree in medicine should be okay. So eligibility wise, there is no issue. MBBS will be okay.
Yeah, if you have a
Yeah,
bachelor's degree in medicine, you are eligible.
these days, people think differently with medical science and medical research. There are different database they handle, and they venture to different areas, even being a doctor. So it might be a diverse career for you. So its eligibility is okay, and if your interest is something else other than pure, let's say, a professional doctor type of career, then this course might really help.
Okay. What is the geographic distribution of students you have seen in the previous cohort? And what is your estimate for this cohort? Uh, mm, for the previous cohort, there are around 140 odd students. I think about nearly 100 would have been from India, and around 20 from US or Canada, etc. And there are students from Germany, other UK. There are some from even
Far East and Middle East.
yeah, Far East, Middle East. So everywhere in the world. So a lot of people are from different places. Estimate for this cohort, don't know. Can we know the domain of questions the quiz contains, and do we need any preparation for that?
I think there is a practice quiz. So
Yeah, there is a practice quiz, and I think the Coursera website also has a list of topics that will be asked in the quiz. Uh, Whether you need any preparation depends on how much you remember, or how much you are comfortable with plus 12 mathematics. Does the diploma count towards credit if I want to apply for a master's degree outside India?
no, as of now, the answer is no.
Everyone whose application is reviewed and accepted will have to appear for the quiz? Yes. So your application review essentially means you have submitted a valid ID card, passport for non-Indians, and for Indians there are 4 different possibilities of ID cards, and you have completed your bachelor's degree. So that's all we need to verify, and then of course you will be invited to a quiz. Are you eligible for PhD after this if someone is having a good experience in data science from top companies like Adobe and Microsoft without having any masters?
No, I don't think that that is true.
Yeah, so if some university takes someone as a PhD student without masters, then you may be already eligible, but doing this program can only give you brownie points, not any eligibility. It will not increase your official eligibility as such. I have done BTech from an IIT in ECE. I want to change my career to stats. Am I eligible for MStats? And if yes, then which one should I choose, this one or MStat? I'm pretty confident in my math.
You are eligible for both the programs, for both MStat and this one. So just read up the documentation of both of these programs and just choose. This is a
So,
diploma program, 1 year diploma program, and MStat is a 2 year degree program. So obviously there are differences. And MStat is an on-campus program, and this is an online program, online diploma.
Masters in statistics, I have 7+ years of experience in research. What kind of opportunities if I did this course?
Sandip, you want to answer that question?
Yeah. So as we said, if you want to now think of a career where data analytics is involved, or we are talking about policy research in academic frame, and if you think of some professional career of data scientist, or let's say data analytics professional, who has off and on have to depend on evidence-based policy making or that type of thing, then you can definitely get a good scope in this course to understand the finer nuances of data analysis and so on. So in that sense, that will be helpful. But if you aspire for something else, which is not data analysis, which is not directly connected with applied statistics, then it's not suitable for you.
How this course can help a software developer if one don't looking for, I think
Doesn't
it's
looking
not.
for
Yeah,
one is not looking for data analytics or data science. Yeah, I do not think the expectation to match. If you are a software developer, then naturally you need a different kind of skills.
so dear sir, I have done my bachelor's degree in agriculture and my master's degree in food safety and food innovation. Both my BSc and MSc did constitute of agricultural and applied statistics. Does this course help me later on in a possible PhD in marine science or in soil sciences?
I would say this has an oblique linkage, but it will not help directly in preparation for possible PhD in medicine science or soil sciences. You will learn some statistical tools definitely that will be used for a variety of applications, including whatever statistics is needed in the subjects that you have mentioned. But it is definitely not geared for that particular type of preparation.
I'm from agricultural background. Is this course helpful? I think, yeah, please, will this have a different answer?
Sandip, you can answer.
Yeah. If you're from pure agriculture and you want to have a career in agriculture itself, then you see for agricultural technology, agricultural credit, agricultural farming, everywhere you have to do the data analysis, and the data is available. So, or if you so basically you have to work with agricultural statistics. And these days you have to also think of this geotagging and all these things, or cropping pattern, etc., for forecasting. So a career with agriculture and applied statistics might be really promising, and this course might be really helpful to you if you think in the same line.
Then we can also answer the next question. It's norms of ISO.
Yeah, so in addition, I did use statistics and laboratory norms of ISO 17025 to develop my own analytical method of heavy metals in marine creatures. Can I use this course to further promulgate my career?
Sandip, can you answer that question?
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult because we don't know the course structure which you have already completed. But one thing we can say that this is an interdisciplinary, this course has interdisciplinary content. And this gives you sort of an insight for taking up data analysis and later in the advanced stages as well. So in that sense, you will develop more analytical skills to analyze your marine creatures, or wherever there is a pattern, wherever there is data, wherever there is some sort of evidence, you can really work with this course and have a better career.
I would like to add that you can take a look at the brochure, where the content will be there in more detail. I think that will help you make up your mind.
I have submitted the application. Can you please help with the links, materials, sites for preparation? As Coursera only has syllabus headers and no details about depth.
For preparation, I think it is only high school level mathematics on which the quiz is based. So the practice quiz gives you some idea about the level and coverage. There is some details about that. So if by preparation you mean preparing for the quiz, admission quiz, then there is enough material for that in Coursera website already. If you're talking about preparation for the course, I suppose the expectation is that you prepare as you learn during the course, and the respective teachers of the courses will guide you with material required for that.
Okay, so we have gone through all the questions, and we are also just used up. We have also used up an hour. So thank you so much, everybody, for attending. And those who are, oh, there is, what are the timings for the live sessions? Okay, so I have given this answer in a few cases. For the current semester, what is happening is most of the live sessions are being conducted during evenings in India, which is evening or daytime for most students around the world. It is impossible to cater to everybody. Uh, mm, and all the live sessions are being recorded and they are being made available. So that is what is happening so far.
I think in one or two courses, the teacher has asked the students what will be the most convenient time and taken sort of the mode of the different answers print, and that turns out to be around 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time.
Any minimum attendance criteria? See, the live sessions are only for doubt clearance. So there is no attendance criteria. Mm, it's up to you to, see the recorded video lectures, which are actually pre-recorded like everything in Coursera. So yeah, they are recorded lectures, and you may or may not attend the live sessions. That's not a problem. Do we receive a hard copy of the diploma? Yes. Uh, mm, Obviously, in fact, during ISI convocation, if you are able to come to the institute, you may also receive it in person. Otherwise, if you need, the institute will send it. Can the offline course be done at ISI Bangalore? What offline course are we
There is
talking
no
about?
offline version of this course.
Yeah, there is no offline version of this course. This program is only online. How intensive will the course be? There are how many team assignments?
So there is no team assignment, but there are individual assessment. So there are weekly assessments. So it will be quite intensive. In fact, for people who are working professionals, some of them have found it difficult to manage the time because the requirement is almost very consistent. Every week you will need to allocate some amount of time. So that amount of time is, I have already mentioned, 15 to 20 hours. So I think there should be mental preparation for that.
Can the unpaid course, seat course could be done at ISI Bangalore? If the unpaid students have to uh, sit for the admission test in the admission test of ISI is conducted in many places in India. In Bangalore, obviously, also there will be centers. The interviews will happen only in ISI Kolkata, probably. However, after admission, there is no offline version of this program. After admission, everything is online. Does not matter whether one lives in Bangalore or Kolkata. There is no offline version.
Into the current cohort, I think you've already answered that question. About 130 or so, right?
How long is this course for? How many months? We have answered these questions. You can please see the brochure. It's a 2-semester program. Time limit per day, not clear what exactly you mean. We have mentioned you need to spend about 15 to 20 hours per week. Okay, so I think what are the opportunities? We have also discussed this. You may please and there is also a question on scholarships supporting the course. This also has been answered. There is the brochure actually mentions there is no partial scholarship or anything. There is one paid channel and there is one channel through ISI admission test. Faculty is same for offline, BStat and PG-online.
Of course, it is. Same pool of faculty members.
Yeah, same pool of faculty members.
Well, we have teaching allocation. So the teachers who teach in BStat first year do not teach in BStat second year. That way, it's not the same faculty, but it's from the same pool.
Where can we get the brochure? You can get the brochure from Coursera PG- website.
I think in the chat box, there is a link. That right now there is a chat box. There's a link in the chat box.
I think if people have joined late, then they may not have got it. So, yeah, okay. So the link to the brochure is again given in the chat box. All right then. So thank you everybody. Please see the brochure, and then if you are interested, please go ahead and apply for the upcoming cohort in which starts in March. Okay, so thank you so much, and we are then closing the webinar.